What's up, guys? My name is David Powell, and this is Powell Sports Media, my small sports show where I discuss some of my favorite sports and athletes. Let's get into it. Yeah. So, y'all remember last week when I was freaking out about the Detroit Red Wings when they lost their season opener in a pretty ugly fashion? Yeah, I may have started panicking a little bit too quickly. Since that opening 5-1 loss to Montreal, the Red Wings have won 3 straight contests against quality teams, and they currently sit first place in the Atlantic Division. Last Saturday, Detroit hosted the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first game of a home-and-home. Obviously, there were a lot of questions heading into the game, but the Wings kind of showed out. One problem that the team seems to be struggling with is starting games on the right foot. Obviously, the team lost control of the Montreal game pretty quickly the other day. And this first Toronto game, it looked similar in that respect. The Maple Leafs, they scored 2 goals in the first period, and it felt like the Wings were on their way to another 0-2 start. But Detroit they had other plans. The team came out of the locker room to start that second period, and honestly, they looked like a completely different team. The offense pressured the Leafs for pretty much the rest of the game. They scored 6 goals en route to the win. Lucas Raymond was the star of Game 2. He finished with 2 goals on the game. Game 2 of that series, so that was in Toronto, actually on Canadian Thanksgiving. It looked a little bit different. The Maple Leafs brought a ton more pressure. They actually outshot the Wings 40-15. So it was very much more heavy in the offense on Toronto's side. It certainly looked like the Detroit was going to lose, but with 45 seconds left, Mason Appleton, who's new to the team this season, he scored the go-ahead goal to finish off Toronto. Cam Talbot's performance in this game was pretty incredible. Stats kind of speak for themselves. Talbot, he finished the game with 38 saves on 40 shots. He looked really good doing it. Most notably for me, this stop that I'm showing here from Austin Matthews in the latter part of the game really stood out. Talbot has begun this season pretty hot. Gibson, like I said in the earlier video, Gibson started the game 1, but Talbot started every game since, and he's been doing a really good job. It's pretty cool to see someone who's a little bit older, actually. He's kind of been balling out lately, so I'll be interested to see how he does the rest of the season. One significance from that second game in Toronto, Lucas Raymond actually had to leave the ice. He got hit. It was a seemingly normal-looking looking play. Raymond was ultimately unable to return to the game. He had an upper body injury. And that left head coach Todd McClellan. He had to do some shuffling around with the lines. News on Raymond's injury actually didn't come out until midday on Wednesday. So it kind of left us Red Wings fans in a little bit of a limbo. Some people were kind of freaking out, saying, "Oh, you might be out for the season." Luckily, the injury, now that it's been released, it doesn't sound serious. Raymond's been put day to day, so that was good. At least I think we avoided major injury, and that would have just been terrible for the team. Raymond is a huge part of this team, and to lose him for a long period of time would really hurt. So after that Toronto game, Detroit matched up with another Atlantic Division opponent, the reigning Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The game on Wednesday night, I kind of figured that we would lose that one. Obviously, you got Florida. Florida won the Stanley Cup. They're a good team. They are battling some injuries. I believe Tkachuk is out for a while. I think it's Sam Bennett who's out for the season. Could be wrong about that one, but they've been dealing with some injuries lately. So, there was a little bit of hope. We were without Raymond for that game, so he did not play in that other game after the Toronto game where he got hurt. But the Panthers were off to a good start of the season. I kind of figured we'd lose the game. To my surprise and definitely my joy, Detroit continued to impress throughout that game. Kind of stole the game away. They scored 2 goals on Sergei Bobrovsky, and that's not easy to do. And then they scored 2 more on the empty net at the end of the game. They knocked off the champs. Talbot played another solid game, stops 20 out of 21 shots he faced. Mason Appleton, he continued his solid performance of the season. He scored 2 goals. So he's looking good as the season starts to get underway here. Patrick Kane, he scored his second of the season on a power play in the second period. I'll put that clip here. And then Rasmussen, he tallied his first goal of the season with an empty netter at the very end of the game to kind of seal it. Overall, it was a good looking game, and the fact that we can go toe to toe with a team of Florida's caliber, it's positive this early in the season. So I definitely it was a good couple of games here. Like I said on the last video, it's still super early in the season, so definitely can't jump to any conclusions on whether or not we're going to be good or not. I'm definitely trying not to get too excited. While parts of their game look a little shaky, I think the Wings still have stuff to work on. The defense still looks a little bit shaky, but that it's going to look shaky with the new people that are on the team. But I think this team feels a little bit different than maybe past teams have. Um, I think it's a hopeful start to the season. So we'll definitely see what happens up next. The Wings play Tampa Bay on this Friday night, and then Edmonton Oilers. They are both home games, so we'll see how that goes. Edmonton obviously was the other team in the Stanley Cup Finals last year, so and Tampa Bay is never a bad team. So it's definitely going to be a tough couple more games, but we'll see if they can steal one from Florida. I think they can steal one from anyone. So that's all I've got for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Give me some comments to look at here, guys. I mean, I want to hear what you guys think of these videos, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the topics that I share. So that's all I got for you. I look forward to seeing you all next time, and thanks.
Yeah.